I hold here in my formerly nicotine-stained fingers a copy of Rockin' Out on the Mainline by Jeff Schneider. This is his latest book. This is a Gen X novel. 1985, three teenage lowlifes rocking out to Metallica and Slayer. They're so hardcore they won't even listen to Bon Jovi or Motley Crue. Their favorite night of the year is Hell Night. Y'all remember Hell Night, Gen Xers? It's the night before Halloween. You go out toilet paper in people's houses, lighting bags of dog shit on fire and throwing it on people's porches. They came up with another prank to go with Hell Night. In the nights leading up to it, they'd go around and try to steal somebody's TV remotes out of the houses on one side of the street, and on Hell Night go down the other side of the street trying to find out which TVs would work with that and switching people's channels while they try to watch TV, laughing their asses off while people keep getting up and slapping the side of the box of what's going on with my television. So there are the three musketeers, three amigos. Rodney, Heath, and Armand are their names. Cool picture in the book here. Rodney, Heath, and Armand. Look at that. That's the 80s Gen Xers. Look at the hair, the mean, tough look. That's the thing about Gen Xers. As a boy growing up, you're supposed to be tough and mean. And they got the look going right there. They're born straight out of the primordial swamp of Sea Swamp, Rhode Island. Here's what they have to say about their bond and the place that they're from. Out of the primordial soup climbed these three, a pack of brothers loyal to one another, greater than any patch given in Cub Scouts, any trophy for the next best at hockey, a crown, jewels laid at the feet of a pharaoh. All the money in the world couldn't recreate this bond. Loyal to each other like knights, like the soldiers at Normandy, like brothers protecting the family honor, they loved each other. This town had nothing to say on the matter. No welcome home with any sincerity, no benefits, no gratitude for what they did for them, no gratitude for the youth from the people of Sea Swamp. So Sea Swamp and this high school they go to is Sea Swamp High School is fictional. As near as I can tell, it's based on the Ocean Drive neighborhood of Newport, Rhode Island, and the high school, I think, is Rogers High School in Newport. One of the fun things you read about and try to determine if you're looking at auto fiction or not. You want to try to figure out what are these real places. Let's try to see what they are. When you find out they're fictional, you want to see what they're based on. Forever, nobody knew that Winesburg, Ohio was really Cody, Ohio. It took a while before anyone figured that one out. These guys have a tree house or a fort, I guess you'd call it, out in the woods. They hang out in there. They're getting stoned. They plot their crimes there. They're thieves, too, in addition to being pranksters. And they are blood brothers up there in a tree. They cut their thumbs, stick their thumbs together. No mentions of hepatitis, so I guess they're all clean. And their motto is never knuckle under. And Heath made a drawing, an emblem of their motto. Look at this. Never knuckle under. There's their emblem. Kind of crude. So what's it look like around this fort that they've got? A candle had dripped wax down the 2x4s exposed on the inside walls. They had been crude with the construction of this fort, using stolen wood pilfered from someone's yard, corrugated steel roof from a dilapidated chicken coop no one cared about, nails lifted from Vogue. It was a potpourri of material crafted into an adolescent castle. It was a sanctuary built far out, off beyond the dirt bike trails in the white trash town of Sea Swamp, Rhode Island. It was 2 a.m. on a dewdrop Tuesday night. School was at 8 in the morning. Armand put in a tape and turned up the box loud, playing Wasp's I Wanna Be Somebody. Licking thumbs and sniffing in thin snot, the boys sat back and Rodney lit a second bone. There's a lot of French Canadians in Sea Swamp. Y'all remember Jack Kerouac from Lowell, Massachusetts. They talked about the French Canadians there. In fact, Jack's name was really Tijon Kerouac. There's even it's got a glossary in the front of this book, so you can look up the vernacular of the poor white trash town of Sea Swamp and the French Canadians. Here's how he describes us French Canadians. There were many secrets and rumor flowing these halls. He's talking about Sea Swamp High School. If there is one stereotype that rang true, Catholics, French Canadians, the French in general, are gossipers and cowards. And if you've read Jack Kerouac's biography, you pick up the same thing there too. Good whiskey. Thing about Gen Xers, they're loyal to their favorite bands, especially metalheads. This book goes into the 80s music in detail. In fact, I looked up this author, Jeff Schneider. I found on YouTube a clip. He has a band. It's called Erebon Radar. So I played just a few seconds of it. Didn't want to listen to the whole thing, but they're playing thrash metal. So maybe we got some auto fiction going on here. I think we do. I think Jeff Schneider is Heath in here. Just guessing. So while it disses on the hair bands, I assume because the hair bands, their music was more melodic than the Metallica's electric belting, they do not diss on AC/DC. That's kind of a surprise. AC/DC was not a big hair band, but their music, after Back in Black came out, turned more melodic than it was in the Bon Scott days. Back in Black was their first Brian Johnson album. The only mentions of AC/DC in here are an ex-con who's wearing an AC/DC shirt, and they have a chapter in here that is titled LSD Done Dirt Cheap. Now, for you millennials and Zoomers out there, don't figure out what LSD Done Dirt Cheap, what's that got to do with AC/DC? It's a takeoff on one of their 70s albums where they had a song and an album called Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. Anyway, also in Gen Xers in high school, before school started, or even after, this has happened after the school day let out, we would sit around talking about our favorite bands. Bell County High School, where I grew up in Kentucky, we would all pass the joints around and before class started, and the discussions would always be arguments. Who's the best lead guitarist? Who's the best lead vocalist? And on we go. There was one thing there was never an argument about. Who's the best drummer? And let you give the hamster a chance to twirl your brain a little bit. You know who it is. Rush. Neil Peart. There was never an argument. Neil Peart's the best drummer. Here's two guys at school lets out. They're talking about differences, Van Halen, Metallica. The final bell rang, 2:09, and school was out for the day, or out for the weekend. Dude, I got the new Van Halen. That shit is gay. I can't wait for the next Metallica record. It's gonna be out sometime soon. Eddie is a good guitarist. Yeah, dude, but they're just singing about gay shit. David Lee Roth is a fag. James Hetfield would beat that dude's ass in a fight. I like the guitar shit. Yeah, it's good, but fucking Panama is the only good song on that album. Yeah, dude, no one in school even listens to Venom or any cool shit. No one listens to Wasp or fucking Slayer, dude. The whole fucking school is full of fucking gay blades, dude. I wish someone would just blow the fucking building up. I want Russia to nuke us. Any day would be fine with me. So, Rodney is sort of the leader of these three. He's also the poorest. His parents are separated. His dad works in a garage. It's so low life they repair their cars with stolen parts. When he needs new clothes, he gets on his bike and goes to someone else's neighborhood and raids a backyard clothesline. One of the jocks was hurt real bad, put in the hospital. So the school, they're going to put a get well card, everybody sign it and give it to him. Rodney wrote on the get well card, "Hope you die, cocksucker." He's a metalhead. And Heath, the guy, he's a prankster. Like I said, I think Heath is Jeff Schneider. Just guessing, don't real know. That's one thing that's fun about autofiction, trying to guess who these guys are. And Heath is, what his best prank, I guess, is he's shitting some kid's thermos. The kid didn't figure it out till after he took a drink in the lunchroom. Armand is the most timid, except one day they go to this carnival, all of them do, and they're tripping on acid. And Armand took a little too much, a little bit of an OD. And also at this carnival they're Hell's Angels. He gives them a different name here, I don't remember. You can't use a Hell's Angels name, or you can, but if they decide they want to come and get copyright fees from you, you better not do it. So he's sitting there, and some associate biker sees him with a Harley Davidson shirt on, decides I'm going to whip this kid's ass in front of all the patched bikers so I can get my patch. So he goes up to little Armand, starts to cut his Harley shirt off. Armand gut punches the guy and knocks him to the ground. So all the patched bikers are sitting over there laughing at their associate riding on the ground. Armand, like I said, he OD'd. He was tripping for days after this. And I guess you can probably guess, Rodney is the first one to lose his virginity. He loses it to some skank named Mona. Actually, her name's Monique. She wants to be called Mona. And what her thing is, she chews different colors, different flavors of bubblegum, swallows them, and then so it makes a multicolored turd, and she takes pictures of it. So towards the end of the book here, we get towards summer vacation, and what happens, the rich kids' parents go off, and they leave one or two of the kids behind to watch the house. And what the kids do, they throw a party. These kids, Armand, Heath, and Rodney, show up at the party. It goes on for a whole weekend. At the end of the weekend, they're down. Everybody's tired, drunk, and going on. There's two people shows up that nobody knows who they are. They're wandering through the house together. And then as the kid whose parents' house it is comes down, turns off the music, their shit's missing. Somebody's stealing something. Rodney was in a foul mood because Heath had been sitting over there with his girlfriend. Rodney didn't even want Heath to bring his girlfriend to this party. This is for the guys to hang out, right? Anyway, so Rodney's in a foul mood. And immediately he thinks it's these two people, we don't know who they are. So Rodney runs into the homeowner's bedroom. There's a gun in there. He grabs a gun. He runs out to go to confront these guys. Hey, you fuckers steal something? Turns out they've got a gun too. Okay, rocking out on the main line. If you're a Gen Xer, here's your book.